Alright guys, welcome back to the FM Talks channel. Today we are going to be talking, probably going to put in the title card, we're going to be talking about Mudryk. He seems to be innocent. He might actually have not known about the drug substance. And yes, talking about Mudryk. This is a name that a lot of fans may have even forgotten about by now, because he's not played in I don't know how long. It's been so long since Mudryk's played, and he's still trying to clear his name so he can actually play football, and hopefully maybe we can have him back, because he was a big investment for Chelsea. But anyways, Mudryk has done a lie detector test, and he done a lie detector test to see whether he didn't actually know about the drug substance that he was taking, and in an attempt to prove his innocence, he done that, and he was proven to not know about the substance that was in whatever product he used during that international break. And I'm just gonna quickly read a statement here from the Shakhtar CEO, which says, I've spoken to Mudryk many times since there's dope in his showers. He doesn't understand how it could have happened. He has no clue, no idea at all. Goes on to say, so his lawyers organized the lie detector test, and I'm going to skip a bit of this. He says, Mudryk has been clear. It's not his fault that he tested positive. We now need to find out how this has happened and who did this. His lawyers are trying to find out. There's still no results from the B sample, so that remains open. Nobody knows what's happened. I wish Mudryk all the best. He's a top professional and a very good person. He should be protected. That was via Ben Jacobs. And that's about all we have on Mudryk. And you probably might be wondering, why is the Shakhtar CEO all of a sudden coming out to speak on Mudryk? You have to remember that Shakhtar also does have a big stake on Mudryk, because Mudryk doing well effectively earns them money, and if he doesn't play, all the money that we invested, they could sue. I'm pretty sure Chelsea could sue for giving us a player that they knew wasn't in the right position to play, and he's using drug abuse. They would have known about this. And it also happened on Ukraine international duty, which is weird. It's very, it's confusing in and of itself. I don't know how that has happened, but it has happened, and well, we're gonna have to hope for the best. But in other news, it is David Luiz's birthday. What a legend. And just like to say, he posted something short, wish him all the best on his birthday. He posted something short about him battling to get back from injury so he could play in the Champions League final of 2012 that we did end up winning. The day before the match, I'll just read a bit of it. He says, the day before the match, we did a light training session, and every ball I kicked was like a stab in my leg down. I ran and felt tears streaming down my face, but I held on at the end of the training. I went for a walk with a physical coach and we talked. Physical coach, I'm assuming, says, it won't work, David. You're not fit. You shouldn't even be able to walk with that kind of injury. And then he goes, yes, it will work. It must work. And then he goes on, Terry with a red card, Ivanovic suspended, and Luiz injured. It was not looking good, basically. So he goes on to say he had to play. And for that reason, and for one more, which I told the physical coach, he goes, listen, man, there are about 200 million Brazilians in the world. Tomorrow, I'll be the only one more or less able to play in the Champions League final on our side. Ramirez is suspended on their side. Luis Gustavo, Rafinha will be on the bench. I'm the only one to represent my country. You can't take me out of this game. You have no idea what my family and I did to get here. So please go there and tell the coach that I can play. And you can also tell him that I said we are going to be champions. Wow. Do you understand how crazy that is from David Luiz? He was on the verge of injury. He was pretty much sidelined. Medics have said he can't play, but he himself comes out and says, what do you mean by that? I will play. And he said we're going to win the Champions League 2012, and we did. A very beautiful story from David Luiz. That's so crazy. That's winning mentality right there. That wow, what a time that was for Chelsea. This is so crazy, man. Now look at Chelsea. We're battling to even get Champions League football, which we do need. And let's just segue into the Champions League thing. Um, Forest ended up beating Tottenham Hotspur, Chicken Ball FC. Ended up beating Chicken Ball FC 2-1, which, if by the look of it, Tottenham didn't deserve to have lost that match. Well and truly, Nottingham Forest did only have basically 2 shots on target, scored twice, and then sat back. Tottenham, I believe, had 22 shots in that game, and Richarlison was the only one to score for Tottenham. It was just a poor showing, and they're probably, well, this season has been ended, and they're going to put all their eggs into the Europa League basket, which, well, I have this weird suspicion that Tottenham are going to win the Europa League, but don't quote me on that. Don't want to look stupid, because they're facing Bodo Glimt, and Bodo Glimt are not great, but somehow they managed to knock out Lazio, who were one of the favourites. Tottenham are going to face Bodo Glimt. If I'm assuming Tottenham do have a better team than Bodo Glimt, not assuming Tottenham do have a better team than Bodo Glimt. Tottenham will probably, well, I can't really rely on Tottenham. Tottenham have a great chance of reaching a Europa League final right here, and Ange has a great chance of, everyone saying he told you all, because he said at the start of the season that he always wins something in the second season, and Tottenham could be in a Champions League, Europa League final come the end of the season, and it could be against Man United, who they have beaten 3 times already this season. Not 1, not 2, 3 times. If they get a 4th chance, I don't know, Man United or finals, but Man United do have the harder draw against Athletic Bilbao, who just got by against Rangers 2-0. But I'm just saying, this could be an all-English final, or it could be Bilbao versus Bodo Glimt, or Tottenham versus Bilbao. I don't really see Man United being Athletic Bilbao, and I don't see Bodo Glimt beating Tottenham. I really just don't see that happening. But anyways, I'm just going to leave that there. I'm hoping for the best, because these men could genuinely finish 15th and 16th, either or, for both teams, and somehow be playing Champions League next season. Do you understand how crazy that is? Especially if it's a Man United. If it's a Man United, we will never know peace. Man United fans are so repulsive. If it's Man United, we will never know peace. You don't understand how bad it's gonna be if it's Man United. But let's not think about that. I do have a bit of more news I want to get into before I end off the episode. It is confirmed that Petrovic and Santos will be back in England alongside Mamadou Sarr. Mamadou Sarr, obviously the new defender that we did sign from Strasbourg. And Petrovic, he might be the starting keeper for next season. Is the way it's going. He probably gonna be the starting goalkeeper for next season if you don't sign a goalkeeper. And Santos is a goal-scoring midfielder. Enzo has been great at that. He's got 16 GA this season, which is honestly for a midfielder that's quite good. Pretty sure what's his name? The Ballon d'Or winner Rodri had like something. So, well, no one's gonna contest the value of Rodri. He's literally the Ballon d'Or winner. So for 100 million, Enzo is slowly but surely, what he's all about. He's getting crosses into the box. He got the assist for Neto's winner yesterday, 2 days ago. Got the assist for Neto's winner 2 days ago, and it's all looking very good for Enzo. But we need to push. We need to win more matches. Next up, we've got Everton at Stamford Bridge. It's gonna be a low block. It's something we don't like playing against, and I will do my preview on that. Tarkowski might not be available for the match, which, well, if you did see the City game, when Tarkowski went off the pitch, like, City had more freedom. He's really probably their best defender right now, but hopefully we get our chances, we take our chances. Maybe, well, against this team last year, yeah, he got a hat-trick against them. Beautiful. that was. Hopefully we can replicate that again this season. Really hoping, because Palmer is best player. Like, let's just call it a spade. Not right now, obviously. Caicedo, Cucurella are more important right now. But in terms of our attack, if Palmer's not going, the whole attack's not really going. And props to Tyreek George again. Jackson, yeah, he needs to do better. Jackson needs to do better if he doesn't want to get dropped. Mudryk is still injured. We don't know when we're getting him back. Probably gonna have to sign a striker at the end of the season. Definitely gonna have to sign a striker for the end of the season. But in other news, Estevao will also be joining in the summer, and he also become the first player in the past century in Brazil. Yeah, first in the past century in Brazil, and as an under 18 player to get 20 DNA. When I say 20 DNA, I mean figures. I mean in each. I believe 13 goals and 10 assists, which is absolutely ridiculous stuff for a young player. And I can't wait to see him in our setup. Whether it's off the right, maybe Palmer moves onto the right, Estevao's playing more of the cam, maybe they're interchanging. I don't know what Maresca's gonna do, if Maresca is even here next season. Like, that's not completely out the window. Maresca could get sacked, and it probably would be justified. I don't know. So our good form last at the start of the season, all of a sudden dropping off, and now we're sitting in 6th behind Nottingham Forest, Newcastle, and Manchester City. City, who are not having the best season, are all of a sudden 4th again, a point ahead of us. It's actually nasty work. And regarding the Caicedo, there were rumors of Caicedo, he will not be suspended. He will be available for our next game. Everything's fine on that end. And finally, AC Milan will not be pursuing João Felix. He got a brilliant goal on his debut, and since then, not heard much from him. He's not been doing anything. It's quite crazy actually how far he's fallen. Don't know what Chelsea are gonna do with João Felix, but hopefully he can revive his career in some way. He wasn't doing too bad for us, but hopefully maybe just Felix can revive his career for us and do some good stuff for us, because honestly it's disappointing for a player that had big on him. So people were talking about him in high regards. Figo, Ronaldo, next Ronaldo, he had so much hype for him, but all of a sudden he's just falling off. It's really for a player of that caliber. But yeah, pretty sure talked about everything I want to talk about. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.